I know 90% of you guys who want to start in Forex trading can only afford to start with as little as $100 or less than $1,000. So on this video today, I'm going to just assume you want to start Forex trading with $100, right? How can you start trading Forex with $100? I want to show you guys step by step how you can start from $100 and get your way right up to $100,000. This is not a clickbait. This is not telling you to flip $1 to 1 million. No, I'm going to be showing you guys a different approach, which is realistic, which is practicable, right? Which is something you can be able to practice. So let's just assume Mr. Johnny, I like using Johnny. Johnny wants to start in Forex trading and he already has a strategy that is working. The most important thing is for you to already have a strategy that is working, right? You already have a strategy that is working and you have $100 in your pocket. Voila, let's get you to $100,000 from that $100 because yes, you can do it in Forex trading. In 2023 alone, I went from $200,000 to almost about $4 million in funding with about $400,000 in payout. How can you do it? So this is your $100 right here, right? Before we even go into the system we're going to be using today, let's just explain. Let me just explain something here, which is going to make sense. Let me just explain. Let's say you have $100. You have $100 in your pocket. How long is it going to take you to take this $100 to, let's say, $500? All right. Moving from $100 to $500 is equal to 500%. It's about 500% of your account. How long is it going to take you to make 500% of your account if you are trading on your private account? This is going to take, even if you are making 10% of $100 every month, it's just going to be $10. It's going to take you at least 14 years. At least 14 years for you to go from $100 to $500. Forget all these flipping videos you see online. People will tell you flip $100 to this, go full margin. That is not realistic. That is not sustainable. You're not going to be doing that same thing next year. Remember, I'm showing you guys the sustainable way, right? How long is it going to take you to move from $100 to $500? It's going to take you approximately 14 years. If you are just making 10% of your account every month, and it's not even still realistic. There are some months, even big hedge funds out there, they are just looking for about 4% of the account per annum, per year. So even if you are hitting 10% of your account per month, which yes, you can achieve that in Forex trading, it's still going to take you this long to move from this to this. If you are just trading in a conservative, in a realistic way, all right? Now, there's another approach I'm going to show you guys right now, which is now the approach of, let's just say, this is your $100, and you are trying to take that same $100 to $500. This same approach is what I call the prop firm approach. All right. So the prop firm approach, how can you go from $100 to $500 very, very, very easily? All right. Instead of taking you 11 years, how can you go from $100 to $500 very easily, and even go from trading on maybe a $5,000 account to maybe a $1 million account? How can you do that? That's why we're going to now be coming to this our system right here, which I call the 50-10-50% rule. There's a detailed video I made explaining this to you guys, and I'm just going to quickly go through again so that you guys can understand, right? This rule is simple. It just states that if you are starting with a prop firm, remember there are two things we're trying to compare here. Should you go with your private account with $100 or should you put it on a prop firm account? That's why I'm choosing a prop firm account at the start, because it's going to be unrealistic for you to easily take that $100 to maybe $500. As opposed to someone who invests that money on a prop firm account, you can realistically easily make a return on investment that you have $500 profit. And I'm going to show you guys. I've done it hundreds of times. So we are following what? The prop firm way. So what is a prop firm? A prop firm is a company like Lionheart Funding Program where we offer funding, or the prop firm is going to offer you funding. You already know how to trade, but the only thing you lack is capital. The prop firm will come in to say, okay, this is capital for you to trade. If you make a profit on this capital, you're going to keep 90% of the profit, or only keep 10%. It means you're not risking your own money. You're not risking your own capital. You are risking the prop firm's money. It's the prop firm's money on the line. So that's just a prop firm in simplest terms, because once you already know how to trade, the reality is, the truth is, you need a reasonable account size to be able to make something reasonable in the Forex market. So 99% of people can't afford $10,000 to trade, $100,000 to trade, but a prop firm is going to give you that for a profit split. So that's why we are going with a prop firm. So your $100 is right here, $100, right? Your $100 is right here. The first 50%, this is in terms of percent, and in terms of percent. It's called the 50-10-50 rule, which is going to take you from nothing to something, from grass to grace. Watch this. You have the first $100 here. What does the first 50% say? It says you split this $100 into two, $50 and $50. Why are you splitting this $100 into two? Because you are giving yourself what? Room for failure. I call it RFF. You are giving yourself room for failure, because as a Forex trader, whether you like it or not, you're still going to blow those accounts. I've been trading Forex for 10 years and I still fail prop firm accounts. I still have losing trades. I still have losing days. All right, it's my winners. How big are your winners? And anytime you lost, how much are you able to preserve? All right, that's why if you check someone like Warren Buffett, he says it's not how much you make when you are right, but how much you lose when you are wrong. You need to learn how to preserve your capital. So in this case, we are giving ourselves room for failure, because we are already accepting the reality of trading, which the reality of trading is we're going to blow some of this account. We're going to lose some of this account. You understand? So that's why you are starting any amount you feel like you can start with. If I feel like I can start with $100, then I'm going to split that $100 into two. $50, $50. With this $50, I'm going to buy what? I'm going to buy, say, for example, we're going to take Lionheart Funding Program, for example. And if you want to get funded with Lionheart Funding Program, check the link on the video description. You can get funding right up to $600,000 with 90% funding, right up to $600,000. You can keep 90% of your profit, and payouts are processed within 24 hours. So we're going to be using Lionheart Funding Program as an example, right? So here with your $50, you can buy $5,000. You can buy a $5,000 account, and here you can still buy a $5,000 account. You see, you're already giving yourself a room for failure, all right? So the first 50% says anything you think you can start with, split it into two, buy two accounts. So I have now two 5K accounts. Follow me, please follow me. I have two 5K accounts. Now, our goal at this particular point in time is just to get one funded. That is our goal. Our goal is to get one funded. Even if you fail one, even if you pass both on phase one and fail one, our goal is to get one funded. Because if you say you have a strategy that is already working, bro, you can't tell me at the end of the day you won't be able to get even one of these accounts funded. So our goal is to get one of these accounts funded. When you already get one of them funded, let's just say you fail one and you get one funded. Here, this is where the 10% stands for 10% payout, all right? Payout. These are your payout. It means once you already make 10% of this one that got funded, you request for a payout. You target 10%. It's realistic for you to make 10%. All right? It's realistic. So that 10% we're thinking of making from $100, which was just supposed to be $10. That 10%, if we make here on $5,000, what is it going to be? It's going to be $500. So can you see how easy we are already getting to $500, from $100 to $500 within a shorter period of time? Good. So here, 10% of this is going to be what? It's going to be $500. Can you see? So with this 10%, after you've gotten the 10% of this, a request for a payout. All right, a request for a payout. A prop firm like Lionheart Funding Program is going to pay you 90%. 90%. So 90% of $500 is going to be about $480 or $475. So we're just going to assume you made $500, right? To make the calculation easy. Now, this is where you then move to what? To 50% again. Remember, it's 50, 10, 50. 50% split it into two, 10%, or you target 10% on that funded account. And then when you've gotten your $500 payout, follow me. You still have $5,000 that is funded. When you've gotten your $500 in payout, you go to the next 50%, which 50% of this, which is going to be $250, goes to your private account, okay, to your private brokerage account, while 50% of this goes in buying more prop accounts. All right? So 50% of this, let's bring this here. 50% of your payout, you put it in your private account. Your goal to trade with a prop firm in the first place should be to generate capital for your private account. Full stop. To generate, that's why the whole of 2024, I didn't place one trade with a prop firm, because as I told you guys, 2023, I compounded from about $200,000 to almost about $4 million with payouts of about $400,000. So what the hell was I going to be doing with prop firms again in 2024? Not even a single trade. So your goal should be to build capital forward for your private account. So 50% of that goes into your private account, 50% of this goes into buying more prop firm account. Remember, there's zero for, I call it shit, all right? There's zero for shit like buying shoes, buying cars at that point, spending it uselessly. You're spending $0 at this point. We're just going to be investing everything until we get to our break-even point, which I'm going to tell you guys what we call the break-even point. So you see, now you have $250 to even buy more prop accounts. The circle start again. The circle start again, where here, instead of $100, you have $250. The circle starts again. You have now $250 right here. You're going to split this into two. This one now will be $125. $125. With this $125, you can buy 15K. You can buy $15,000. $15,000. Can you see? You can buy $15,000. Even if you get one, even if you fail one again and pass one, that one now, 10% on $15,000 is what? Is $1,500. So now you just get, you are now moving to what? To your first $1,500. And remember, this is going to be like your second or third month. If you have a strategy that is already working, this will be around your second or third month, all right? Now you've gotten down to the level where you've gotten your first payout of $1,500. The same thing again, $750 will go into what? Your private account, and $750 will go into what? Into buying more prop firm accounts. At that point in time, how much are you having in your private account? Remember, you already had $250 that was there, and then again, $750 is coming to join. So you have now $1,000 sitting in what? You have $1,000 sitting in your private account, while $750 is here to buy more prop firm accounts. You have a 15K prop firm account that is already funded, plus the original $5,000 that was funded. Meaning you have $15,000, you have $20,000 in funding, plus $1,000 in your private account, and $750 to even buy more prop accounts. This is just going to be around the second or the third month. You're already at this level. Let's go. Let's continue. You're already at that level. Let's continue. This is the fourth month, right? Realistically, this is the fourth month, and you have now $750. $750, you split this by 2. It means, okay, let's cancel this again. $750, you split this by 2. This is going to be like maybe $375. $375. Can you see that? $375. If you are trading with a prop firm like Lionheart Funding Program, where in most cases they used to have a 10% discount or even a 20% discount on their challenges, with $375, you can buy a 100K prop firm account. So you go again. Now here you have what? $100,000. $100,000. This is just the fourth month. $100,000 in this phase, $100,000 in this phase. Now, God forbid, let's just say we fail one. And in some cases, you can pass all of these challenges. You can get all of them. I used to get all of them funded in some. But let's just say, remember, we are giving ourselves what? We are giving ourselves room for failure. So let's just say we fail one of these challenges and we only got this one funded. At this point in time, what's 10% of $100,000? Now we have what? We have $10,000. We have $10,000 here. We'll go back again to 50%, which is now 50% here is going to be $5,000. $5,000 in our private account. This $5,000 is going to be adding to this one we already had in our private account. It's going to be adding to this $1,000. We're going to be having $6,000 in our private account. Why? $5,000 to buy more pro forma account. So at this point, this is the point I call the break even. The break-even point, right? Break-even is when 50% of your payout is $5,000 or more. Because at any point in time, I don't want to invest more than $5,000 in buying challenges. Because with $5,000, I can buy challenges worth $1 million. That is it. That's the maximum I can spend at a time. So this is just one. This is still the fourth month. You are already having $100,000 in funding, plus the $20,000, $120,000 in funding, and a capital to buy pro firms worth $1 million. Just the fourth month. Number 5 month, you come here. What do you have? You have now $5,000. I mean, because 50% of this is $5,000. This one will be $2,500. $2,500. You just go at the end of the day. So with this, with $1 million, because you can buy pro firms worth $1 million here, you'll be having about $500,000 in funding. What's 10% of $500,000? $50,000. $50,000. You've just gotten to your first $50K payout in just 1 year. In 1 year. And what did you start with? You started with $100. You started with $100, and within the next month, maybe you're already in number 6 months or number 7 months, or within the first year. Remember, you must already have a strategy that is working. If not, the system won't work. If you're looking for a strategy that can work, just check my page. You're going to see hundreds of strategies on my page. Pick one, focus on it. Once that strategy is already working, you can actually get to your 50K a month in payout, and it's non-magic. This is the system you're going to follow. So this is how you can start Forex trading with $100. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. This is a concept I discovered. You won't see this concept anywhere on the internet. I discovered this concept from experience because back in 2014, 2015, I was trained by a hedge fund. And on a hedge fund, we have very similar concepts like this that we use to easily capitalize our funds. So let me know your thoughts on the comment section. I'm talking about a pro firm that can pay you out within 24 hours, allow you to trade more up to $600,000 in funds. Check out Lionheart Funding Program. The link is on the video description. And if you're watching this video today, obviously I promise you guys something at the end of the video. Just use Boss LFP, all right? Boss LFP, and you're going to be getting 20% on any challenge you're going to be buying for today. This is all going to be valid for 500 traders. After 500 traders, it's not going to work again. So maybe you're watching this video after 3 months or maybe after a year. Try again. Maybe we were fortunate, we were lucky enough to increase the number of people. But yes, if you try the Boss LFP and you get 20% at checkout on any challenge. Let me know your thought on the comment section. Check out Godlove University, which is my institution where I'm going to be able to teach you A to Z on how to trade Forex. Check we just spoke about a private account. So if you want a private Forex broker that you can also use alongside your pro firm, check the link on the video description to also use my recommended Forex broker. Join my free Telegram community. You're going to see the link on the video description, and check the videos that are going to be coming at the end of this to watch me pass pro firm accounts and get paid out on live. See you guys on these other videos. Peace.